What is up, guys? Shadow here, and I'm still in a Spider-Man mood from Spider-Man Homecoming, so I figured I would give you guys my 5 favorite versions of Spider-Man. The only one that doesn't count is the main universe Spider-Man. So, the 616 universe version of Spider-Man does not count in this list. So, let's begin. At number 5, I put Miles Morales, or the new version of the Ultimate Spider-Man. Now, I think Miles is a cool idea. I'm going to give you a quick summary of his origin, because that's how I'm doing these. So, Miles Morales. Months before the Ultimate version of Peter Parker died, if you don't know what the Ultimate Universe is, it's a parallel universe that modernizes, their classic characters. So, there you go, and back to Miles. Miles Morales got bitten by a different type of spider than Peter Parker did, but similar, months before Peter Parker was killed, the Ultimate version. And Miles was there when Peter Parker died, and he felt like he could have done something. So he became Spider-Man. He has really cool powers, because one of his powers is he can turn invisible. He's got a Venom Blast, just cool stuff like that. One thing that bothers me about the Venom Blast, though, is I feel like it's just a get-out-of-jail-free card, basically. Like, that's how he solves most of his problems in the comics, which kind of bothers me, because, it's too easy. And, like, I feel like it's way overused. But, yeah, at number 5, Miles Morales. At number 4, I put Superior Spider-Man. The Superior Spider-Man, so back in, like, 2013, Doc Ock switched his mind with Peter Parker. So Doc Ock was in Spider-Man's body, and Spider-Man was in Doc Ock's body. Trying to get back in his body, Spider-Man, Peter Parker, was fighting Doc Ock, who was in Spider-Man's body. Sorry for that stutter. And they eventually fell out of a tall building. I think it was Avengers Tower. When Spider-Man was trying to switch their minds in, it didn't work completely, and Peter Parker died. But Peter's memories went into Otto's. So basically, like, every single memory Peter Parker had was in Otto's mind, but the only difference was, instead of Peter being there, it was Otto. Oh, and also Octavius wanted to be a better version of Spider-Man after that. So I really like Superior Spider-Man because it's just different, and I think it's kind of refreshing. While I will always prefer the main Peter Parker, I just think it's a very refreshing take on Spider-Man. It's a more, I guess it's a take if Spider-Man was, like, fully, like, if he killed people or really hurt them. Because we all know Spider-Man, he's not about that. Like, he's more lighthearted. And I think it's an interesting take because that's what Spider-Man could be if he let himself go. And I just think it's really cool to see what Doc Ock would do if he was a superhero. Because while, yeah, he still does terrible things, they still have somewhat good intentions. So I think that's very interesting to see. So number 4, Superior Spider-Man. Number 3, Ben Reilly, the Scarlet Spider. So back in the 90s, there was a story called The Clone Saga, which a bunch of fans do not like. Personally, I don't know because I never read The Clone Saga. But yeah, apparently it's a really hated Spider-Man comic. Ben Reilly is a clone of Peter Parker, essentially. That's all you need to know. I really like Ben Reilly because, like, first of all, I love his costume. The first one, like, the full red one with the, jacket. I love that costume. I think it's awesome. And I think his other costume is also really cool, too. Also, I don't know how to explain it. I really like Ben Reilly. I think he's a cool character. I feel like he's a little more lighthearted than Peter Parker in ways. Like, much more. Yeah, that's really all I have to say about Ben Reilly. I don't really have much to say about him. I just like him. Number 3, Ben Reilly. So at number 2, so I would put him at number 1, but he's way too similar to Peter Parker. So I put him at number 2. At number 5, I talked about the Ultimate version of Peter Parker, and he's at my number 2 spot. I really like this version of Peter Parker, not only because he's similar to the main universe Peter Parker, but just because I feel like he's even more relatable. Because throughout all his comics, he stayed a teenager, and I just like the stories. Well, I don't like every issue of Ultimate Spider-Man, the comics. I feel like they are really good, though, and I highly recommend checking them out. I just love the Ultimate version of Peter Parker because it's a very special take on the character for me. Because I very much am that version of Peter Parker in certain situations. He's a very special version of Spider-Man to me, and I just like this version of Spider-Man. So number 2, the ultimate version of Spider-Man. And not the cartoon, the comic books. At number 1, for my favorite version of Spider-Man, I put Miguel O'Hara's Spider-Man 2099. I love this version of Spider-Man because it's an awesome idea. Because it's Spider-Man in the future. That's awesome. And I really like Miguel O'Hara because, like Superior Spider-Man, he doesn't care what Peter would do. Unlike Miles Morales, who's always thinking, I wonder what Peter would do to solve this problem. Miguel O'Hara's just like, I don't care what Peter would do. I'm gonna do what I want to do. And plus I really like his costume. I think his costume is really cool. And just to let you know, the costume is not blue, it's actually black. Because if you read the comics, they say the guy in the black suit. Sorry for that little random sidetrack, I just thought I should point that out. I feel like if you do know Spider-Man 2099, it's probably because of the 2 Spider-Man games that came out, Shattered Dimensions and Edge of Time. Because those games heavily featured Spider-Man 2099. And those were some of my favorite parts of those games. I really enjoyed those parts in the games. Yeah, number 1 I put Miguel O'Hara, Spider-Man 2099. Well, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I enjoyed doing this more comic book video than video games because I am a huge fan of comic books, as you can see with my Wolverine poster and all of my pop vinyls and my box thing over there. Yeah, my room's full of comic book stuff. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed the video. If you are new to the channel, please subscribe, slap that like button, and hit the notification bell to get a notification whenever I post. Other than that, I've been Shadow, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye.